May the glory of the Prinzessin bring light to this world.
Well, this is where we check. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Yes. Yeah. You. Okay. You good? Yeah. Alright. Welcome back. Explicit Adventures, welcome back to ZDL. You're watching Z Legend. On today's quest, for today's adventures, we're meeting up with the magnificent ruler of Inazuma, the almighty
I hear the
Shogun.
voice of fate, speaking my name in humble supplication.
Yeah, thanks for the interruption, official. And we're gonna go on a date with Raiden. Now, you see, Raiden apparently has some problems about her eternal euthymia and the direction her citizens should take. And we'll be there to help with just a tiny incy bit.
I do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
Oi, fish on those, shut up. But first up, we gotta meet up with D-Luke and settle a few troubles. Let's get on. Let's get on with it. Talk about we do that. Let me just collect some crystal flies. Where are you stupid little butterflies? Where are you stupid little butterflies? That's the one I saw one flapping. Where are you? Oi, butterflies should not be hiding. Oi. There we go. Thought you could hide from me, huh? Butterflies should not be hiding. I mean, no crystal flies. Okay, there I saw one. Do you see one flapping? You saw it? You saw it as well, huh? There we still intersected. This one, run, chase, jump. Oh, there, official. That's where you go. That's why you have legs. Run. There's another one. Butterfly intersection. Oh wait, we're doing butterfly intersections. There we go. Drift is drifting, but you know the dubs. Hello, I am the butterfly intersection squad. Where are the butterflies? Yeah, you see the butterfly? Butterfly intersection squad. All the butterflies have been intersected. And now it's time to talk to D-Look. I'm at his crib. Wait, nah. I haven't even gotten my what's this, like my daily login reward. So, yeah, I'll do that before meeting up with Skitty and Missy D. So I have to read everything here. Hey. And of course my controller won't let me do that.
Founded
So
paradise. For I.
Ish. Butterfly's dream. The master star's deception. I think it's this one. You discover yeah. Even story quests. Yeah, all that's whoa. That I can't read. Can't be bothered to make that sentence anyway.
You're finally back.
Yes.
I didn't think you'd be gone for so
mate.
long. Sorry if it was too much trouble.
That's okay. We did offer to help.
Even if I didn't go into Falcon Coast, we probably would have been fighting monsters somewhere
So
else.
anyway, is Master D-Luke back yet? We didn't see...
Sorry, I'm not sure of Master's whereabouts either. But I did hear that he recently visited Angel's Share. After dealing with this kind of trouble, Master is always careful to tie up all loose ends. It's become something of a routine. He should be back very soon. You needn't worry. In the meantime, please make yourself comfortable in the winery.
After all that, we managed to completely miss him. Oh well. Let's just wait for him at the winery this time.
Actually, tell me I could have done that 5 days ago.
By the way, Adeline, how come you're always standing here at the door lately? Usually you're busy indoors. Hopefully you haven't been standing there waiting for Master D-Luke this whole time, 'cause that would be really tiring.
Oh, thanks for your concern. But I've actually been instructed by Master to meet with some special guests here. Certain guests may need reminding to stay away for the time being. Master hopes that under the present circumstances, these guests will keep an appropriate distance from the winery, so as not to make a difficult situation even more complicated.
Well, Paimon didn't understand any of that, but it sounds like a really important job.
No, both of those options is just not what I want to do. I just want to sit and
That's
watch.
very kind of you indeed, but you've already helped Master D-Luke out a great deal. You can let me take care of these time-consuming chores. There is one small thing you could do for me, though. Please, take this letter and place it on the table to your right as you enter the door. There are a few archived letters on that table already. Just put this one at the very top of the pile.
Is this a letter for Master D-Luke?
Yes, it's from one of his informants. Only those in Master's inner circle are permitted to handle it or serve as custodian.
Ooh, that means we're part of D-Luke's inner circle.
Of course. Master D-Luke greatly values your friendship. Thanks again for the help.
New letter. Custodian. Enter winery. Custodian of the letter. Get my head fun. Ah!
Whoa, there are so many letters here. It looks like Diluc read them just before he left. Adeline asked us to put this one at the top. Guess we'll have to read them to get an idea of when they came in. Bad idea. Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, let's just tidy them up a little.
You're here. You move fast.
Woo! There he is!
What are you agonizing over?
Miss Adeline asked us to put these letters in a pile, and we can't tell which order they should go in. But, it's your personal mail, so it'd be rude for us to read them without your permission.
There's no need to be nervous.
Oh,
And
shit.
I can see from the looks on your faces that they've grabbed your interest. These letters deal with events that are past and gone. I only held on to them in case any of the information they contain proves useful later down the line. I just dug them out to confirm a few details. I've been following some rather unique developments recently. You were involved in the events in question anyway. You can read them if you want to. It's not a bad thing to be curious.
Hey, that's a good point. Actually, you kind of smell like wild mountain fruit. Oh, did you go to those mountains where the valberries come from?
Very perceptive. Yes, I did make a trip to the Stormbearer Mountains. I'll fill you in later.
No fair! We still have some super important things to discuss with Diluc. Not to mention...
Yeah, Bamba, shut up.
Let's just sort these letters for him.
Why does a
Well,
calculating
since
doll
he said
talk
he
more than the
doesn't
main
mind,
protagonist? Ah.
Why don't we read them as we go?
No, I'm not reading. That's a lie. Yeah, that's a lie. Hey, yo, okay, but this game is tripping. This game is tripping. I can't read all those letters. I refused. I refused. No, and they are long. Hmm.
Hyman's not... Shall we read another one?
No, please say no, please say no.
Do you want to keep reading them, or have you got the gist now?
No.
Okay,
say one
remember,
more.
we're trying to figure...
Ah, shut up.
Alright then, let's put the letters in the right order.
I have not seen
There's
it. I
one
don't know what's
thing we
happening
can
in the
take away
story.
from these. It's that Master Diluc has had a pretty difficult past. Not only was he misunderstood by the Knights of Favonius, but he's faced all kinds of other obstacles too. Sounds like it's tough being Captain Pyro. Always fighting alone because, for one reason or another, it wasn't convenient for the people around him to help out. Yeah, that's true. Plus, he's got us now. We can give him all the help he could ever want. Oh, out of friendship, of course. Definitely not just for the grape juice.
Oh, so it's come up dressed.
What?
It's come out dressed in the Bulgarian of clothing.
Is there a problem?
Never took on the name. That's gay.
Master Diluc, you're wearing your old outfit again? And you've tied your hair back. You look so formal all of a sudden.
Old outfit? You've seen it before?
Yep, it was by that ley line anomaly. That was your past self, right?
Huh. I'm surprised it made such an impression.
Do you mind telling us about it? What happened back then? Why were you fighting there?
The same reason as ever. Just stopping another Abyss Order plot. They launched an offensive on several fronts at once. Unfortunately for them, they were still no match for me. We were fighting in an area on Falcon Coast, and everything was recorded by the unusually active ley lines. They must have become unstable again recently, causing them to let out all kinds of information from that time. Hence why you saw what you saw. For starters, you only need to deal with the monsters, and the ley line deposit will stay dormant, as long as it isn't disturbed again. On the other hand, if I'd done nothing at all, the Knights of Favonius would have taken over straight away. Knowing how they work, they'd be sure to send a large contingent to guard the site.
Wouldn't that have been a good thing?
Depends. Most of the Knights are away on expeditions, so they don't have a lot of people to spare. If the ley line anomaly was just a diversion tactic, the Abyss Order could have been poised to attack somewhere else entirely, while the Knights were scrambling to send what limited forces they have to Falcon Coast. But anyway, I have no interest in talking to the Knights of Favonius. I prefer to get to the bottom of things myself, rather than waste time negotiating with them. And it was easy enough for me to find out the Abyss Order's plans. Take a few Abyss Mages hostage, and they soon start talking. As for the Knights of Favonius, I've sent someone to enlist their cooperation where it's needed. It's their job to handle situations like this. They ought to be present when things come to a head. I don't like working closely with the Knights of Favonius because of our differences in philosophy, but that doesn't mean we can't watch each other's backs when it counts.
Whoa. Seems like you have even more control over things now than you used to, T-Luke.
The best way to deal with any threat is to utilize all the force at your disposal. Anyway, thank you for your help. Adeline brought me up to speed with everything. In return, I have a gift for your trouble.
Grape juice? The packaging is so fancy! It must be really expensive!
This is my personal favorite grape juice, made of the highest quality grapes. I happen to have an unopened batch, so I brought you a bottle to try. I didn't know you were such fans of grape juice. Next time you want some, don't bother waiting for the discount. Just go down to the cellar and help yourselves. It's on the house.
Hey.
Woohoo! Paimon's gonna tell everyone we meet that we're VIPs at Dawn Winery! This one bottle must be worth at least, like, 50,000 mora! And he gave it to us for free! Thank you so much, Master D-Luke!
If you're free tonight, you're welcome to stay for dinner. Adeline is already making it. There are, however, a few things I need to take care of before dinner time. Yes, passiveness is not my style. Though I had my suspicions at the start, everything I've come across so far in my investigation suggests that the Abyss Order was not behind this. Since this arose from natural causes, it's time to wrap things up.
So what should we do?
Sit back and do nothing.
Right! Sure! After all, amazing grape juice.
Bro.
Wait, no. What was it? After all, even when the odds of success are
Yes, 9 to 1. You must never lower your guard.
Well said. In that case, let's get going.
Okie dokie, Captain Pyro. You can take it
Even
a
when
little
the
easier
odds to
this time.
success are 9 to 1, you must never
Come
lower
on,
your
let's
guard.
go!
Oi, oi. God, no! I've been fighting for too long to go to another land deposit. Ah. I've been sitting here for a minute or so, raging on in the digital door. And here for a minute or so, raging on in the digital door. Yeah. Come in inside. 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 Asha. I got to inside. Go to the abnormal. How much can one do now? I'm not doing those ish. I'm tired. Hey, that's too much work. Plus reading. Nah. My chicks are actually paying 16 years, so that's not happening. Hey! Just it like this. Oh. 15894 everything the same. So we started now that she has not score up in the air. Oi!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Shadow Raven, let night fall!
Oh, so you're a strong opponent. He thinks it's a strong opponent, my goodness. Ah!
There. It's done. The ley line deposit will disappear before long.
The battle went very smoothly. That battle was a lot of fun.
All thanks to the power of teamwork. Even Captain Pyro needs his trusty sidekick sometimes. It can't be Master D-Luke saving the day by himself every single time. Many hands make light work.
Sidekicks. It's been a long time since I last worked with others. It's not so... If the opportunity arises, let's team up again in the future.
I don't know what I've said, no, that's for jokes. Why didn't I say no, that's for jokes? Why wouldn't I? That was longer than I expected. I didn't expect it to make that time, waste that much time on the raiding thing. And now I have to do this plus raiding. Oh, we are goners. We are goners. Wait. I'm a smart man. Scan the siege. Where's raiding? 2.0? Raiding 2.0. Oh shit, claim. I wasn't claiming. Unlock. Actually, that's not unlock. That one. Unlock. 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 There's a lot of quests I have to do. Unlock. Oh, Priestly Quest Interlude Chapter 2 at Perilous Shore. I cannot do that. Scap, I can't do the Perilous Shore. You know the other quests I have to do before I even get to Perilous Shore. Shush. Return to the quest screen to view quest details. Hey. I wanted to finish. Okay, chill. Story quests. Yeah, I know it's cleansing. I try. Just sit here, bitch. Oh, cause I'm gonna take a dump sitting like that. Oh dear. Oh. My bums is bumming. How much jamming are we jamming today? Oh wait, that's not the button. It's called
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for complete. Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Ad Astra Vuzizos. Ad Astra Vuzizos. Hey. Off to Inazuma we go. Off to Inazuma we go. Ow! Okay, that was itchy at first. What? That was so itchy. I was like, ooh, lit.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual commission, and after careful consideration, we believe that the Traveler would be the most suitable candidate, right? Indeed, as ever.
You
I
just
will
like
spare the
abusing
pleasantries
me.
then. May I ask if you two are available to help?
Of course, that's what we're here for, right?
Well, let me go over it briefly. Our client for this job is the Yashiro Commission. Apparently, Rift Towns are attacking the roots of the sacred Sakura nearby Mount Yogo in great numbers. Rift Towns? On Narukami Island? Yes. We are not sure where exactly these creatures come from. But this time, they are attacking in alarming numbers with great aggression and a clear target. The sacred Sakura is of tremendous importance to Inazuma. I trust you are aware of this already? Good. Then you can see that this case is very urgent indeed. Is the Tenryu Commission aware? Yes, and they are already taking action of their own. However, given that the sacred Sakura's root system is vast and complex, and faced with the unpredictability and scale of the Rift Town's attacks, they are finding it difficult to defend against them. Their main priority is to protect the civilian population, so they are actively looking to cooperate with all other available forces to eliminate the monsters. The Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties assisting the Tenryu Commission with their work. But so far, the combined efforts to combat the Rift Towns has failed to substantially ameliorate the situation. You have our deepest gratitude. I will mark on your map the areas where Rift Town appearances have been recently reported. I hope you won't encounter too much trouble. Relax. We'll be back before.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. I'm too tired for this. I'm too tired for Rift Towns.
Sacred Sakura's in danger again, huh? Who'd have thought?
I would have thought, because you people just making dry things up in the world. the
Teach
soul.
him a lesson!
Then before I could hit to that island of islands, I have to do every single one of them. No, it's just clicking X, 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 X. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. The story was fun, but no. Now for Vit, they just talk and talk and talk and talk. Really? You know, they have different lands. They have different lands with different squads with
You're
different lands.
attacking the sacred Sakura! Stop them!
What are these things even doing on this island? Oh shit.
One with nature.
Oh, because there's bleed. That's why I don't like this thing. Ah, oh shit.
The wind knows me.
By royal decree. I'm going in.
Wind, hear me.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Wow, there are so many of them! No wonder the Tenryou Commission needed help. Come on, Traveler, you can take them!
Is Pokemon even doing anything? Bruh. Pamon's not been doing squats.
Torn to oblivion.
Shogun? Wait, no. Could also be A.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryou Commission crisis.
Okay, sounds more like A. You sure made short work of them. That was amazing.
I'm making early preparations for what is to come. Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some things that I had never understood in the past. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking, I find myself having the urge to spend some time in the outside world.
Makes sense. You must get super bored being stuck in there all the time.
Might I remind you that I am not here to amuse myself. Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious of these being the attack on the sacred Sakura by numerous rift hounds. I considered this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you. If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission. But rift hounds attacking the sacred Sakura... It brings back bad memories of that terrible disaster.
A disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell Inazuma. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build barely escaped being obliterated entirely. The monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil, and the Rift Hounds were always their advance guard. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts. So you've heard of it too. That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. Maybe to you, it seems like my response to these creatures was an excessive one. But an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Guess you can't argue with that.
Since we are both here for the same reason, let us work together. From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby.
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace company. Having someone uber powerful on your team kinda makes you feel invincible, doesn't? Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask... This color! It's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way.
Wind Strider. Time to go.
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to health.
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's glowing? Huh? What's this? Could they be dead people? It wouldn't be the first time we've seen ghosts on our journey. But why would they appear here?
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
It's not very interesting. Kitamura, how do I know his
Go
name?
on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here? Could you tell us?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Huh?
Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sights, I'm telling you there's no escaping them. We will defend Inazuma until our dying breath. You don't know? Inazuma is engulfed in darkness. Beasts and horrifying monsters are everywhere. They are merciless, ferocious, and they will devour everything in their path. Every last trace of humanity's existence, I tell you. They'll devour it all.
But look, none of that seems to be going on around here.
Not right now, but they'll be back. Look, get out of here. Now! There's no time left. The Almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely on but ourselves. I don't know how long we can hold out for. But if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's... the Shogun? You're back! Please, we beg you. You have to help us. You have to save Inazuma. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced to a hunting ground for the beasts.
Calm down. The war you speak of is over.
Over? But what do you mean? Shogun?
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma at peace, as you will no doubt remember. There are no monsters, nor is there anything else here that could threaten your life.
What? But how? Just moments ago, they were everywhere. I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Hey, calm down. Everything's fine now.
You're speaking to the person of the past as if it happened today. What's wrong with you?
Understand. Almighty Shogun.
Oh.
You saved Inazuma. Yes, we were right to place our trust in the Almighty Shogun. As long as the Shogun is with us, Inazuma will last for an eternity. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
Yes, Your Excellency, my bums.
What's wrong with him?
Yeah, he's disappearing, Paimon. What do you think's happening?
He's gone.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all about. But somehow, Paimon feels all sad and hopeless.
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory that was buried in the land. The sacred sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other words, it cannot exist for too long.
So the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this moment?
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma 500 years ago. Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while others came from the now fallen kingdom of Kanria. The disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all of Tevat. But my friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility of protecting Inazuma and mobilize all forces at her disposal to combat the threat. I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both knew that the road ahead would likely end in tragedy.
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Kanria?
Indeed.
They're trying to wipe out you guys, huh?
Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. In the end, Kitsune Saigu sacrificed her life to protect the people. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that she kept her promise to me until the very last. But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those terrible tragedies left great wounds that are still felt to this day, both on the land itself and in my heart.
That's black. Damn. Crazy, huh?
For the longest time, I couldn't bring myself to face the pain of that loss. All my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravages of time, powerless to keep the ones I cherished alive. But
though she's depressed that she felt to keep
after
the
my
people she
clash
loved
with
alive,
human ambition, I thought long and hard. Now I realize I cannot fixate on the past forever. When I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. A glimpse of human potential. Everything far exceeded my expectations. Moving forward inevitably invites further loss, but also new encounters. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting for the sake of moving forward. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps the future they were hoping for is not the eternity that I once strove for. As Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land, your noble souls now rest in this earth. I will never forget you, and all that you did for Inazuma.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
Come on. Let's keep investigating the damage to the sacred Sakura.
Oh, I thought we're done. Cleansing night, continue the pursuit. No.
As expected, there are a load of rift hounds here too.
Leave them to me. Now you shall perish.
Okay, but how come when she did that move, they died instantly? You know what I mean?
Shine down.
That's what it's called. That means kill.
There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal.
Oi, yeah, 53k. Oi, it's frozen. Hey, that was like a 53k. I was like, what?
Huh? Something seems wrong with A.
Why would you ask that?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish! Vaporize them all in one go!
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply conserving my energy. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, it could take an unexpected turn at any time. I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area, I must make sure I have the strength to face them.
Ah, makes sense! Spoken like a seasoned shogun! The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need to tell the Yashiro Commission about this. Hey, the same light is leaking out again!
No. Stories are boring. It's a Grand Haruyu.
Furuyama? Is that you?
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Fighting a battle in a distant land? Sounds like this guy's talking about 500 years ago, too.
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master and a member of my retinue. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea. He brews some of the very finest tea in all of Inazuma.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in your Excellency's presence long enough to become acquainted with all the skills that are required of me. It sounds like the Almighty Shogun has brought a guest. I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. But please, sit and rest. After all, it's quite a mess out there.
What should we do?
Sit and rest.
Oh, yeah. Sheesh. There's monsters everywhere out there. It's pitch black and loads of people have been injured.
I see. So, they have fought their way this far already. Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped.
Okay,
they
but
wanted
who
to
cares?
take me with them, but it seemed rather pointless to me. So I decided to stay. And now the almighty Shogun is here, I have even less reason to run away. Imagine if this was something that even the almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I possibly run to then?
If I am here.
People flee out of a desire to live on, and the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished business in life. But me, I have no such thoughts, and I have no regrets. The almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories, I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, I've come to understand her mindset. Quite the romantic at heart, a true dreamer. One thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the most of the life they have, seize the chance to enjoy it while it lasts, and have no regrets in the end.
To make it big.
So you see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life, and have no reason not to be satisfied.
Perhaps you are right.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the almighty Shogun for the last time. What a pity. I'll never get to see what Inazuma looks like after the almighty Shogun rebuilds it anew. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. But to me, it went dark a long time ago. Once this catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then, I'd probably be a hopelessly befuddled old so-and-so by then.
How come I've seen one black
never
person
mind, eh?
Such thoughts is to keep to thyself. Continue!
Goodness me.
Speaking of befuddled,
look at me rambling away to my heart's content and forgetting to serve you the tea. The almighty Shogun comes to visit, and I don't have the tea ready. A truly egregious loss of decorum.
That was a hard word.
One moment, I'll just
have. Where in the world is the
tea set?
I hope the others didn't smash it into smithereens in their hasty departure. Can't see a tea set anywhere around here.
Really?
Really, but it's always been right by my side. Good gracious, what a fool I'm making of myself.
Gracious, what a fool I'm making of myself.
No, we don't know where to find it.
I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most
discourteous indeed.
Don't worry about it. Take a rest. We'll be back right away.
Hey, I'm not looking for a tea set.
No. Your humble servant implores you, not with the war raging outside.
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memories. Leave it to us.
But, well, okay. I never thought I'd see the day that I need the almighty Shogun to personally collect my tea set for me. I can't decide whether it's a final regret or a final stroke of good fortune.
Where should we go to find a tea?
No way!
Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now, but...
Shush, Paimon, shush. Shush, brother, shush. This man is 2 hours. 2 hours. I'm not. If you even make me fight that your shotgun, I'll refuse. I swear, if I won't fight you now, well,
I'm also feeling very nostalgic for his tea.
Nostalgia.
It's the Traveler. And the almighty Shogun. How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. I'll fetch that for you right away. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea set. I'll bring that here as soon as it's ready.
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the Traveler. Please, fetch the tea set at your convenience.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he described didn't sound anything like you at all.
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely unaware of it. The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things that way.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning for a better future held by living beings. They are similar, but not identical. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This somewhat shook me. Now, it seems like she was right, while I took the wayward path.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath the surface.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition. An ambition is a yearning for something material, or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature, and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate, rooted in instinct. In other words, it is something eternal.
That's,
what is speech?
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving?
Yada. Okay, it's working. It.
I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out with.
It seems more in line with how humans view the world.
Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Notwithstanding that it was also the more prudent choice, based on a more mature, far-sighted outlook.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity. But now, I no longer cling to what was lost. I suppose that means our differences have been reconciled.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your Excellency's use.
It's quite beautiful. Thank you.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve the gratitude of the Almighty Shogun.
It's all good, sir. She's actually pretty chill.
Let us return. We ought not keep Furuyama waiting too long.
Bora. Tu a pecar com teleports. Ish. Când ai teleport there? Of course you do. I don't really get pride from this story because there is no need. And you thought I was going to walk, bro. Disappeared into the ground.
He wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him for very long. As was the case with the memory we saw earlier.
So we won't get to drink his tea? We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle of fate. Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea. I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I should have any major problems doing it myself. The tea is ready. Please give it a... So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure how to explain it. You're right. But the thing... I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto, and all the other friends who I watched pass even further back. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably lighthearted.
But now... I'd like to broach a heavier topic, if I may.
I'd like to broach a heavier topic, if I may. The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigo,
they also took Makoto away from me.
They also took Makoto away from me, for good.
She died in that disaster too?
Yes. She went to Conria alone, without telling me. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden. In any case, by the time I realized what was happening... Yes. It was too late. I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point. So all I could do was enter into her mind. As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plane of Euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. I cried bitterly. Even in those final moments, I couldn't understand her actions. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it to shield me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely, and brought it back to Inazuma.
That's quite a story.
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know as the sacred sakura. That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, and couldn't at all understand what I was so surprised about. No one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly out of thin air. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, calm the monsters and quell the disaster in Inazuma.
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond Paimon's level.
Yes. She had such a great love for this land, and for its people. In this respect, I still do not compare to her. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. Facing the fact that she is gone is unbearably painful. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue, once swallowed, leaves some sweetness in the throat. And it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oh,
La.
Since you
Brother? You mean to say that he was somehow involved in the Conria disaster?
Based on what we've learned so far, it seems so, yeah.
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already over. And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma.
And those closest.
The fate of those closest to me.
Okay, I'm sorry
afraid
for
I
anything
can't
they may do, but they keep on talking.
Well, that's a shame. Boy, both of you have
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
Lazy. I'm feeling so lazy. Yes, follow the sakura tree. Eh, yes, I'm following the damn thing. Eh. Why you put camera? Ah.
Wind strike.
This that people stuff. Ah, like a butterfly right now. Can't do anything about it. Okay, yes, I've seen. It's so irritating. No, it just flips the camera there.
Once again, please leave them to me.
Hey! Are you sure you're alright?
Fear not. Fighting is what I do best.
She's on the verge of breaking tears. Oh no! Oh wait, I haven't done my job. Nandi.
Shine down!
Shine down, Nizuma. Nizuma is a crib, brother. Wait, I can't cribblize the Nizuman hat. How dare you attack me with bleed? I am your shogun. I am your shogunate, or something like that. Yeah.
Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Okay, Shogun is about to die.
Now you shall perish.
Oh, so that's what causes that. Damn. I meant to beg if I'm careful. It's some fruit. I didn't even want to make you eat because you know there's no point in you eating food, but
illusion shattered.
Some electrostasis.
There is no escape.
What's that electrostasis? Electrify me. Wait.
Shine down.
This thing is shit dope.
Torn to oblivion.
Thank you. 63k. 1,000. Thank you.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just take a breather and we'll deal with them.
What's this sacred Sakura now? Nah.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too. Are you injured, Your Excellency?
I'm quite all right. Just feeling a little stiff.
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men. They're coming back for more. Let's get them.
Don't. It's too dangerous.
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never would have taken up arms to begin with.
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will draw on the power granted to us by the gods.
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where your excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. You're right here with us. Just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our hearts. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help too!
Hey, let me check that.
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs.
I couldn't check under the thing you hold.
Protect the almighty Shogun!
Oh, Nandi. Ah, niggas.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Shadow Raven, Black Knight. I swear by my sword.
I'm using all the
One with wind
burst.
and cloud.
When I can fire 10 Ks once in a while. Huh? Even I can fire 10 Ks! Even I can fire 10 Ks! Oh shit, never mind. I'm stuck in a box. I can't scrap those guys. Imagine. Even I am stuck in a box. Even I am stuck in a box. Even I am stuck in a box. Wait, come here. Wait, come here. Where is it? Ah, it disappeared. The shotgun you time me, I think is rubbish.
Into the wind.
I killed my dogs.
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Thank you all.
Are you okay?
That seems like
Maybe
a
you
fake
should keep
voice.
resting.
The way he's trying to make it deep.
I'm fine.
I've never fought
feel
so
much
fiercely
better already.
before.
Phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring. The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than a few Rift Hounds this time. Quickly,
be the
escort
entire
Her Excellency
attack
back to
on
Inazuma
Conrad.
City and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
When everyone sees the almighty Shogun safely returning, their spirits will be lifted.
Well, what are you guys gonna do?
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get any further. We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
Just leave it to us. Fighting is what we do best. But the almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back the tide of despair and lead us onward in. We will always
Oh, thank you all very much. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth, know that I shall be true to my word.
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long as we live. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has lost.
Glory to the Shogun.
Oi.
Glory
To the Shogun.
They're gone.
It was both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor.
The grief blinded me
to
to
how
how
brightly
brightly
they
they
shone
shone
in their
the
final moments. The result being that in
that
the
in
centuries since their
the
sacrifice,
I have dishonored
I
their
have
will.
dishonored their will. You could take the view that
That's
whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so, they are due a resolution.
I owe it to them.
I owe
and
it to
all
them,
the people
and
who
to
have
all the people who have placed
their
their
faith in me to
date.
date. Hey.
Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by them now.
Thank you for your comforting words. But This is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon.
And I
And
have neglected it for far too long.
I used to think just like that samurai. That I was first and foremost a warrior. And my only duty was to face whatever challenge came my way. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would have done. Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient
after 500
and have
years.
much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. No matter how long it takes, I am committed to bringing this to fruition. This, now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work, such as investigating the origins of this incident and tending to the root system.
Alrighty then, let's move on.
Boys will stink.
It looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotions must be all over the place right now, huh? She seems to have changed a lot since we last... Huh? What's wrong, eh? What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
My body... I can't move it. It looks like... the situation... No need. She is calling me.
The time has come.
The time has come. Can you help me walk? I need to go to the cave below the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Why? What's in there?
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties with the past and take the first steps into the future.
Wait, no, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Hey. It seems that you just like forcing me to scrap in, and I don't like scrapping. Wait, exactly. If I have the Great Archon, I should be able to play as the Great Archon. I have Jean, so I can hit into Mondstadt and be Jean of Mondstadt. I mean the acting Grandmaster of Mondstadt. Drift. Behave yourself. Okay, but how do I do that? I don't even know how you enter there. That way seems so doof. Oh, that way seems so doof. No way to enter is in here, but okay, is it? This place is really annoying. When you get down to it, it's really annoying. Where's my phone? I can't be bothered. Google. That's why I use Google. Wait, let me. Hey, wait, pause. Let me follow this chick as I play. Nigga, say it was great. Shit. Nigga, say it was great. The priestess of the Grand Narukami Shrine. The priestess of the Grand Narukami Shrine. Hey. Stop diaching. You're diaching.
I hear the voice of fate, speaking my name in humble supplication. I created another universe and founded paradise, for I, Fischl, am the princess of
thanks. Early before you struggle forever. Cha. Let's go to the top of the mountain, dear one. Dear we cannot be. Well, we come up here. We go there. We even get a onkino bag. Make sure I even make it. Yasi. Then we stumble straight into the forest, into the mighty Zuma. That's all.
We're finally here.
The entrance should be nearby.
Whoa! Where'd that Torii gate come from?
It's getting... This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. The entrance to Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness. It looks like she will no longer allow me to do with this body as I please.
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she? Makoto?
Follow me.
Where are we
It is freezing, it is cold, it is freezing, it is cold, it is freezing, it is cold, just go, it is freezing, it is cold, it is freezing, it is cold, but let's go. It's freezing, it is cold, it's freezing, it is cold, it is freezing, it is cold, let's go, let's go. Freezing, it is cold, it is freezing, it is cold, it is freezing, it is cold, it is freezing, it is cold.
Whoa. This place. Look! Look over there! It's another A!
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian of the rules. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait! Paimon knows that voice! Is that the puppet?
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct. Don't you?
I'm lost.
But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion? I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Wait! The atmosphere in here just took a turn for the worse! Are you...
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her body. As she indicates, once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile in her eyes. But inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way.
I'm sure you.
Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff, but not like this!
It's a bit extreme, honestly speaking.
Hey, showdown with the Shogun? Never thought we'd see that day.
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals. The very foundation stone of eternity. It shall not be easily swayed. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something? But they both just want the best for Inazuma.
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that constitutes the Raiden Shogun. It inherits A's pain, the pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. So too does it inherit her determination to reach eternity.
You cannot reach. You cannot attain
Every
eternity.
action
Eternity
is for the sake of
It's
resisting
eternity.
erosion. Determination, courage, love, hatred. All of these will be degraded and distorted by the incessant flow of time. Only rules shall remain constant for eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have no choice but to overcome. You wish to make yourself I am
mad
your
done
path,
to fight.
the
Is there another way?
everlasting law, the guardian of eternity.
I don't want to fight, but is there another
And
way?
I am she who promised a dream to her subjects.
Raiden.
A.
Hey, that's lit. Can I use Raiden though?
In
Can
the
I
end,
use Raiden though?
Even the proud and mighty Oni
shit.
maiden was cut down and disgraced.
Hey! At what?
And your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth.
Oh, yeah,
Never
it's been
shall
cleansed.
it shine as brightly
Hey.
as it once did.
Hey! Lightning striking nigga. She's walking, she's striking. You think I'm down?
Now you shall perish, weak. The eye sweeps the lands.
Hey!
Illusion shattered. Inazuma Inazuma shines eternal! In fear that Kitsune's sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
Oh no, and she's hit me. Oh! That's internal strife right there. To oblivion. Maybe I'll send you to oblivion. Hey, dip. Hey. Maybe I'll send you to oblivion.
Shine down.
Think I can send you? Hey, dip. Hey. Oh, maybe I'll send you to oblivion. She's healing. It's cheats.
Thunder.
Oh, she's healing me. She's healing my baba.
Illusions are but distractions. Inazuma shines eternal.
Find and defeat the specific illusion. Hey.
Shattered.
Oh no.
There is no escape.
Hey, lightning struck this. Hey, wait, let me heal a bit. Lightning struck the Raiden Shogun. Hey, she's throwing discs, she's throwing lightning, she's pulling out all the stops. Oh, no. Hey. I'll tank the damage. Why is she healing?
Into the clouds.
Why is she
never
healing?
Be another. Never. For the rest of time.
I'm as well enjoying the scrap. After years of talking, we're now finally fighting. Hey, she's using lightning shit. She's using lightning hacks. I'll tank it though.
Illusion shattered. This ends now. Absurd.
Oi.
The eye sweeps the lands.
Oh shit.
Shine down. Torn to oblivion.
Oh, I clapped her. Oh, did you see that crit?
Have you finally defeated her?
Why is Lumi
your
getting
martial
ready to
prowess
fight?
has not dulled. But how long can your will remain strong?
How the heck?
In this realm of consciousness, her existence is tenacious indeed. She was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living beings, including you and me.
Then, does that mean this is gonna be a never-ending battle?
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking. One that will be resistant to erosion. If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change, and Inazuma can never move forward. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how many times we must fight, I will defeat her. 500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree, so that new, healthy branches might spring to life in their place. It is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment for which the Shogun does not exist is nothing to fear. I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle may last, it is but a drop in the ocean of eternity. I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. This is my oath. Please, be my witness. During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Ha! That is... So we leave Raiden here, and alright, I can't be bothered. Cannot be bothered. Do not care. Cannot be bothered. Don't want to know. Don't even want to know. We left in a plane of Euthymia, or we left her in Makoto's plane of Euthymia.
Looks like we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? Are we really just gonna leave A and the Shogun to keep on duking it out in there forever? She was making sense, and maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still! Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times, and has a history of rushing into difficult situations. What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen, and then she might never leave again. Yeah, we should help her out, like we did last time. The quicker she gets through this, the better. Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her win the fight? Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad happen to A while she's in there. Oh, but we also...
Anyway, you're just like a floating sausage, emergency food. Why do you keep on talking?
Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice. Don't fail Paimon now. Oh, you're right. Paimon nearly Who knows if she really understands these consciousness realm playing thingies more than we do, but there's no one else.
Oh, this is teleported me here. No stress.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me to unravel it for you. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first few times.
But Ye is hot.
That was a figure of speech, do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of phrase. The sheer audacity.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened. It's A. She...
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable, presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. Yes, that sounds like A all right. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, she acts like such a child sometimes. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea?
Is she playing dumb? She's doing this on purpose, for sure!
Uh-huh. You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura, and from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of Euthymia.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me. What? Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little difficult to explain things later on, that's all. First things first.
Follow me to the entrance.
What the fuck?
What a pleasant surprise.
Luxurious chest. Pocket grimoire. Fuck's sakes. I return to the order of the realm.
Now then, I always have my ways. It's just a question of how crafty I need to be. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's familiar, so I can sense her rough whereabouts. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm, I can still send you to where A is.
So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is, but you can still send us there.
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this simply. Right now, she is surrounded by chaos. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an unknown corner of space-time. This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object first.
What? Alright, well, I might stay here then. You two can go in.
Now in your dreams are
Suit
going.
yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal?
Both of you! Fine!
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Now, I shall send you on your way.
Why is she moaning like that?
I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. My suspicions have been confirmed. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination. Well then, the door is open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if anything happens. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake, and for Inazuma's, please, bring her back.
Nico, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter. Get to work.
Oi, yeah, that means you want me to go scrap the raiding. I'm not raiding. Ow! I just hit my left nut. Oh, okay. How do you want me to fight raiding? No? In what road? In what capability? I deal 1000 damage best. in the best case. Like what? This is going to be another 50-minute battle, isn't it? It's a long ass cutscene.
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Can I fight with Raiden? Can I? Honestly speaking.
Huh? How can this be? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed at all in all these years?
What all these years?
This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as strong as it was back then. Over countless battles, not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest hesitation. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my You bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitability of fate, perhaps. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? So you're finally willing to... Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations.
Oi, shut armor!
The energy they consumed, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night.
That was crazy.
And the will they demanded, sufficient to
that's crazy. She's hitting me with lightning, bruv.
Yet, you have endured.
Oi.
I will endure forever. Witness the final calamity.
The fuck?
Perish. There is no escape. Eternity is in my hands.
Hey! Hey! Lightning, it's hard to jump over lightning. Hey! Hey! I'm a G. Who else can jump over lightning? Tell me. Tell me. Oh shit.
Follows my blade.
I'm going to peg if I don't pull out. Tell me, who else can jump over lightning? You can jump over lightning. Segi. My burst does not burst. Okay, I have to.
Ruin follows my blade. Shine down.
Yeah, that's what I was gunning for anyways.
This is the end. You have won. I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future. And you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes that look to the light in the heavens. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Musou Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her. When I clasped Musou Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me.
Written as a tattoo.
Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future. Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat? It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like, for real this time?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces. Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Musou Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But... you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it. Before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
So she made that for
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh?
Is it really?
Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, A? I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh?
Goodbye, Makoto.
That made me feel sad. Made me feel a little sad. Made me feel a little bad. Never knew what could happen, but never knew what would happen. Wait, never knew what could happen, but never knew what would happen. Damn. Shit, I need to go into that one and reply. Yeah.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is much more profound than mine. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of time becomes murky.
Everyone was dead. Your 500 J's in the past, then also 500 J's in the future at dash.
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. So that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problems. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now completely disappeared.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything, it's that seed.
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power alone.
I know that what you mean. Perhaps a higher power really was involved in this, or but whatever the explanation, a solution is what saved us all.
Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
No, but I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
Hey, Mura. I don't have time to start giving up on past, future, and present. That's gone too deep. It's gone too deep. Oh!
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside. So it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me reach the best possible outcome. You too have my thanks. You have done much for me, and I will never forget it.
Hey, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down? After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day.
Some people are just built different.
I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
They're over talking. I've been here for hours. Hey! Buddha, give me a break.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same thing!
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun for a couple of days? Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the future. After that, I will abolish the Sakoku decree.
Really? That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to keep the nation under lock and key. I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared.
Can't be asking all those questions. Buddha, I'm dead.
May the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Wow, we finally completed that. Our conquest, I guess.
I created
don't know.
another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, am the Prinzessin der
Yeah, so we did all of that. We met up with her. We rescued her from the plane of her sister's euthymia or something like that. And so I put it upon myself to be the due to all my relevance of the ZDL crash. This talking is hard. All I wanted to say is ZDL out. Peace. See you in the next one.